It was a cold, stormy night when Kaguya Otsutsuki descended upon Earth. She left home and rebelled against her family to start a new life. What she did not realize was that she was being followed. Was it her love interest? Was it someone trying to defeat her? Was it someone with the same plan of rebelling against the Otsutsuki? It was none of those. It was Momoshiki Otsutsuki. He descended upon Earth, following Kaguya, to clap them cheeks. Hello everybody, I'm Barry, and today I'm going to be discussing a pretty overarching topic within the Naruto franchise, and that is Kaguya versus Momoshiki. Now, this is a battle that I feel like has been teased by Kishimoto so many times, and it almost seems like they were supposed to fight at some point. And actually, if it wasn't for Naruto and Sasuke, they probably would have, but we never got to see the two characters together. They're sort of the two big bad guys of their respective series. Obviously Kaguya with Naruto, Momoshiki with Boruto, and thankfully Naruto and Sasuke have tag teamed both of them, which makes this much easier than it otherwise would have been. This battle is still insanely difficult to determine, as you will see later on in this video, but it just makes it a little bit easier for both me to determine and for you guys to determine if you have somewhat of a differing viewpoint than me. But a lot of the opinions on this fight, Kaguya versus Momoshiki, are sort of rooted in what is implied by the series. For example, Sasuke has been stated to be able to take on Kaguya level threats, and Momoshiki and his gang were sort of referred to as a greater threat than Kaguya. Kaguya also built a Zetsu army because she was so scared of Momoshiki and his gang. But I really want to take a closer look at both of their fights with Naruto and Sasuke to see if Kaguya was sort of underselling herself, because a lot of the statements of Kaguya being weaker than Momoshiki could sort of be based in the fact that she was scared of all of them, Momoshiki, Urashiki, and Kinshiki. So I just want to take a closer look at Kaguya's fight with Naruto and Sasuke and Momoshiki's fight with Naruto and Sasuke. So I'm going to start with Momoshiki. Naruto and Sasuke, as adults, they were both drained of around half of their chakra before they fought Momoshiki. Naruto because it was just taken away from him right before they fought, and Sasuke because he had to teleport half of the shinobi world to Momoshiki's dimension. And that may have been a bit of an exaggeration, but he did have to teleport the rest of the Kage, Boruto himself, and apparently Katasuke and his assistant. And they still wombo comboed, fused Momoshiki without much difficulty. But with Kaguya, the two are much younger and had the aid of DMS Kakashi. Obviously Sakura and Obito were there, but they didn't really do all that much. And the three of them were also very drained of chakra because they were fighting an entire war. It's uncertain how low on chakra they were. We know how low Naruto was on chakra when he fought Momoshiki, because Momoshiki literally said, "We are just past the halfway point." But with this fight with Kaguya, we really don't know. But Naruto is still in fighting shape, so was Sasuke and Kakashi. Naruto was still able to use shadow clones, Rasen Shuriken, and all sorts of jutsu like they were nothing, so he wasn't too drained to fight. And neither was Sasuke. He was able to use Ameno Tejikara, and Kakashi was able to use a Susanoo that he had never used before. But to sum it up, we sort of have to determine which group is stronger. Adult Naruto and Sasuke with around half chakra each, or teen Naruto with half the nine tails, Sasuke and DMS Kakashi, all pretty low on chakra from fighting an entire war. Now, considering Naruto and Sasuke are both stronger than their younger selves after 15 years of experience, I see people disagreeing with that online, but it's just not true. They are definitely stronger now in Boruto. We just need to know how much stronger, and if they're strong enough to compensate for a whole DMS Kakashi. And if you're asking me, I think they are. Naruto has a whole extra half of the nine tails. Sasuke can rip literal holes in space, just like Kaguya and Momoshiki can, and they have 15 years of experience to learn about their six paths powers that they had all just gotten when they fought Kaguya. So if you're on the same page as me and you are under the assumption that adult Naruto and Sasuke are stronger than teen Naruto, teen Sasuke, and DMS Kakashi, then we sort of have to look at how bad each Otsutsuki got beat. Fused Momoshiki got absolutely spanked and proceeded to get launched into space by a Genin on Jogan roids, while Kaguya was barely sealed away after an insanely long fight of everyone nearly dying multiple times. And this is exactly why judging the strength of these two is insanely difficult. The group that fought Momoshiki was stronger than the one that fought Kaguya, but Momoshiki got spanked much harder than Kaguya did. And just to remind you, this is fused Momoshiki, not base Momoshiki. This is Momoshiki that ate Kinshiki, an Otsutsuki that many say is on par, or some even say is stronger than Kaguya. So obviously that gives him an insane boost of power. So if I had to just assume, it's probably more likely that base Momoshiki isn't quite Kaguya level, but that is completely up for debate in itself, since I don't know how strong he is, since he fused with Kinshiki pretty quickly, and we didn't get to see much of what he could do in base. But I just wanted to mention that before I say, there really is no way to clean up the outliers in this fight. Kaguya could easily be stronger than Momoshiki. Momoshiki could easily be stronger than Kaguya, but I'm here to make an assumption, and if I were to take a guess, I would say that base Momoshiki is slightly weaker than Kaguya, or maybe around her strength, as Naruto was able to hold him off while protecting everyone in the village during the Chunin exams. But fused Momoshiki definitely puts him above Kaguya, simply because he was able to give adult Naruto and Sasuke a proper fight, and I tend to hold those two, Naruto and Sasuke and their adult versions, on a whole other power level than their teen versions. But it's completely up for debate if you are one of those people that think adult Naruto and Sasuke are around their teen level, or some even say even weaker than those teen versions. But make sure you keep in mind, they cannot use jutsu against Momoshiki. It's just not going to work. So all the crazy stuff they did, Naruto versus Sasuke, like the crazy Rasen Shuriken things, it's just not going to work. So yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys say in the comments. At the end of the day, if I were to make the assumption, like I said, base Momoshiki probably slightly weaker than Kaguya, but fused Momoshiki probably stomps Kaguya. But yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.